Money, welcome back to my channel. So it's going to be a story time today. I just have a few story times that I just randomly thought about, so I'm gonna get them out. So today I had said in a vlog recently I was gonna tell y'all a story time about these apartments I live in. I'm honestly, it has been like it's been a ride, because like now everything is Gucci, but like it was just like crazy. So my husband and I moved in together like a year after we started dating. So we moved in January of 2019. We were looking for places and we got referred like these apartments by his uncle's ex-girlfriend, and she was like hyping it up and all that stuff. And when I came out here, I was like, okay. Like the way she was hyping it up was like it was about to be like real nice, but they were like really outdated. Very extremely outdated. But we was like, you know, we was both going through some things and wanted to move out and all that stuff. Like move out in general, not even just to move in together, but like just to move out in general. And I always said like when I was 18 I was gonna move out, but I just happened to be 19 going on 20. So we just went along with it, and we was like, hey, you know, if we don't like it, then we'll just move out, you know, find another place when our lease is up. The first red flag, okay, the old lady that used to work here, we're gonna name her Mildred, okay? We had went in to go and talk to her. She was like, okay, but I got like a weird vibe from her. So I was just like very kind of standoffish. So then fast forward when we're about to sign our lease, it's around Christmas time. So a lot of racist people use cotton decor as their Christmas decor. And she was one of those people, and I noticed it immediately. Because one thing about me, I'm gonna look at my surroundings, okay? My husband didn't peep it at first until I pointed it out. And he was like, that's kind of weird. And I was like, yeah, it's very weird. Not kinda, it's very weird. Why do you have cotton decor? So Mildred we was talking, we were like, okay, so when would be our move-in date? We was looking at the lease. It was very understood that we would be moving in January 1st. Now, that's New Year, right? I was like, okay, normally places aren't open on New Year, but hey, that's what this is saying, that's what she's saying, we're clarifying it. And we was like, you know, because we need to get our furniture delivered, so we need to make sure this is the day that we're moving in. She's like, yeah, January 1st. We come January 1st, we see that there's no car there. The runoff is closed at 5 p.m. but we were there way before then. And it's starting to get dark, you know, it's starting to get dark. And the furniture store calls us to let us know, hey, you know, we're on our way. Are you guys ready for us? We're like, we don't know just yet. We're still waiting on our keys. So we end up having to call them after it's pitch black dark. Even the neighbor that lives right next to the rental office comes out. It's like, hey, you guys been out here for a long time. He was like, yeah, we were supposed to move in today. He's like, well, let me go knock on the door, because we had already knocked on the door. He's like, well, let me try to go knock on the door. He goes knock on the door. He's like, yeah, don't seem like anybody's in there. He's like, yeah. So we had to call the furniture store, and we had to ask them if they could be gracious enough to go back to the store and like, can they just deliver it tomorrow? And thank God they did. They understood the situation. It was like, okay, yeah, we're sorry for that. We'll just come tomorrow. Thank God. So me and him are very upset about this, because we were excited to move in. You told us January 1st. We are not moving in January 1st because it is New Year. We come back the next day and we tell her everything that happened, and how we had to basically rearrange everything. Like, it was an inconvenience for everyone, including the people at the furniture store, because they had loaded the truck up and everything. It was very inconvenient for everybody involved except her. And so she literally, she's looking at us telling the story. She's like, oh, well, I'm sorry. That's all she had to say. Not like do we need to accommodate you guys for like anything that any fees that you might have to pay? Like, we are so sorry. Like, you know, like nothing. She was like, oh, I'm sorry. No expression on her face. Daquan, he likes to try and see the good in people even after they didn't already show their behind. You get one time with me and I'm going to have an opinion about you. So there was just like no remorse. So we just signed the lease, you know, whatever. We get the people to come out, deliver our furniture, all that stuff. Before we were moving in, she had told us, first of all, she didn't show us our specific apartment. She showed us one that looks exactly like ours. And the apartment that she showed us, it didn't have carpet in it. She was like, yours, she said, you guys' apartment does have carpet, but it by the time that you guys move in, it will be all up. Everything, you know, the carpet will be pulled up. We get in there, the carpet is still down. And it's not like regular carpet. It's like a weird, I don't even know like what kind of carpet. It was like a weird kind of carpet. It wasn't like regular carpet. And as soon as you walk in, like, I smelled that there was a dog that lived there before. So immediately when I saw the carpet, I just started taking pictures of everything. Because first of all, that's what you do anyway. But I just started taking pictures of everything. There was like mold on the, like in the bathroom, like behind the toilet. There was like mold and stuff, and like in other places. And she had gave us this paper, like that was like, she was like, you know, if there's any problems or whatever, just write down all the problems, give it to us in a week, and we will, I'll have somebody out there to come and fix everything for you guys if there's any problems. So that's exactly what I did after taking those pictures. Like, there was mold, there was chipped things and all that stuff. And when she told me about the stuff that was chipped, she was like, oh, well, there's something we can do about that. Yes, there is. Like, we came into an old tail apartment, bro. So she was like, but everything else, I can get somebody out there and for them to work on it for you guys. Never sent anybody out there. And my husband went back to her and was like, hey, you know, is somebody coming out here? She was like, yeah, somebody's gonna come out there. It never came. So eventually I got tired of it. I started cleaning it myself, okay? I shouldn't have. I feel like I should have did everything with a legal standpoint. So I'm just going to say that now before somebody, I should have went the legal route, but I didn't. So we live and we learn. So like I said, it smelled like there was a dog that lived there at one point, and she had told us that the carpet was cleaned after we had let her know that there was still carpet in there. She was like, okay, well, and see, and she knew that the carpet was still in there. She told us that the carpet was going to be pulled up. She knew it was still in there because she had told us the carpet had been cleaned. So you knew it was still in there. But the carpet was not cleaned because there was still, like, you literally, if I had dropped something on the floor and I picked it up, there was dog hair on it. That's how much dog hair was in there. And so we let her know that. And she was like, oh, okay, they cleaned it. Well, I'll just have somebody come out there and clean it again. The way they clean it, they didn't even have like a real carpet cleaner, like that looks like a big vacuum. They didn't even have that. They had like this little like rake looking thing. And I'm like, that is not cleaning anything. What is going on? That's not cleaning anything. So after they're done doing that, and I still notice that there's still dog hair, so I just started vacuuming like crazy until I eventually got all of the dog hair up. Like, I had to do that from just vacuuming. So basically, in a nutshell, they were just raking it to, like, just spreading the dog hair, basically. Like, it was disgusting. And I'm also saying this now, I feel like all this was being done because she felt like, oh, well, they're just young, they don't know any better. But like, I was clocking everything. I was like, no, this is a problem, bro. This is a problem. And Daquan had just decided, like, you know, we're just gonna rough it out until the end of the lease, which would have been January 2020. We're just gonna rough it out and we're gonna look for another place. But we were trying to find different places, and we just, I don't know what it was with that time period. Like, there was just nobody. We couldn't find any place for us to move to, especially when COVID hit eventually, our choices was either to re-sign the lease or move back home, and moving back home just was not an option for us. So we had to re-sign the lease, and then COVID hits, because we were just going to re-sign the lease for 6 months, and she was going to let us do that, but then it would have been a little bit more expensive, which is weird. Like, it was going to be a little bit more expensive for us to do it that way. So we ended up signing for another year, and you know, thankfully we did it that way, because eventually when COVID came, it was nobody was moving out. So we would have signed at least for 6 months and be like out of luck. And because there wasn't nobody moving out, everybody was staying home and all that stuff. We found this townhome, and we had like applied for it, everything. We were actually in like good. Our credit was good for us to have like just started building our credit. There was no reason why we shouldn't have got that apartment. But another person that was trying to get an apartment too out there, they were in the military and all that stuff, and like they got the apartment over us. Mildred had said that she told them that, like, she basically gave a good word, but I don't know if I really believe her. I don't know if I really believe her. But anyway, COVID hits, and she, obviously everybody's like getting out of work, and it was before there was that law that said that landlords couldn't evict you, because a lot of people were out of work and stuff. So obviously they can't pay anything right now. So my husband works at the shipyard, and there's a lot of people there. So there was a time period where he took a break from going to work, and she told him, well, you still have to pay rent. I know it's a global pandemic going on, but you still have to pay rent. And it's like, girl, this is a deadly pandemic. You get to sit in this little office by yourself. Like, let's be so for real. But then quickly after she said that, the law passed that you can't evict nobody. I mean, we still paid our rent, because like I was still working too. I was still working, so the rent was getting paid regardless. But it was just like, girl, for her to say that was like real crazy to me. And then we're gonna fast forward to 2021. Okay, I went on my girls trip. Now, my mom had came to pick me up, to drop me off to our meeting point, because we were taking 2 cars and we were all carpooling. So I was riding with someone. So my mom came to pick me up to go to take me to the meeting point, but also because I was about to get my nails done too before going on the trip. So then my mom was outside waiting for me. She honks the horn. She's on my side of the street. Mind you, when my family comes over, they're on my side of the street. They honk the horn. Like it's nothing, like that's not normal. And there was a lady across the street from me. She comes outside, and she knocks on my mom's window. Was like, "Who are you here for?" A white lady. Oh, a white lady. Like, who are you here for? My mom was like, huh? And she was like, who are you here for? And my mom was like, lady, please get out of my face. And my mom like rolls the window up, and the lady's like, oh my God, like making a big deal about it. It was a Karen moment, basically. And the lady got mad because my mom rolled the window up, and my mom was like, lady, back away from my car. It's like telling her to back up. And then my mom has PTSD at this point because she had just got shot. So my mom starts waving her taser at the ladies, like she's like, get the F away from my car. And the lady's like trying to make herself seem like the victim and stuff. And like, she goes, I hear my mom yelling eventually, and I go outside, and by the time I'm coming outside, the lady's walking away. And I see one of my neighbors that was outside already, and she's like, she's a black girl, and she was watching, and she asked my mom, she's like, are you okay? My mom's like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm glad there was a witness that was on our side. And she's like, okay, I didn't want to leave until I made sure you was okay. So I called Mildred, and I'm like, hey, I told her the situation. She was like, yeah, well, that lady called me and told me what happened, and I just think that your mom shouldn't have pulled out a taser on a little old lady. My mom she was like, She was like, she thought that your mom was there to pick her up for whatever, like a doctor appointment or something. My mom is literally in a Honda. Who's picking you up like that? Whenever somebody comes and picks her up, it was in one of those like medical, like HRT vehicles. She did not think that my mom was picking her up, bro. And when my mom told her that, she should have left. And then that lady used to always like have her blinds open. Like she was just trying to watch what was going on in the neighborhood. When I tell you her blinds were always open, I've never seen them closed even at night. So that made me mad. She said my mom was wrong, and that made me mad because my mom was not wrong. So I went and left a very nasty review about her, and it was like she don't fix anything because she don't fix nothing, she don't do nothing. Anyway, fast forward to 2022, she passes away. The way she was killed was very unfortunate, actually. Because she was killed, her and her husband. It's actually really sad. Their son took them out, and it was very evil. It was very evil. There was something wrong with that man. I don't know why he did it. I don't know, but he went up in their house. He stabbed them to death. And he wrote their names on the wall with their blood. He was on that type of time. Honestly, and I'm not saying that she deserved to get killed at all. And then, especially not by her son, what you gave her to, took your life away. That is insane. Like, I could never do that to my parents. But it's like, if she was a butthole to everybody else, I'm sure she was a butthole to him too. But it doesn't give him an excuse to kill her and her husband. But like, you know, he shouldn't have did it though. That was just like insane. Like, and like the way he did it was insane. But we did notice that she was gone for like a little bit. I don't know, she was gone for a little bit. And but yeah, she ended up passing. And they went and put like little notes on everybody's door letting us know, you know, and everybody was just, well, the white people were just so upset and like, oh my gosh, she was so nice. And it was like, oh, okay. Like I said, it's 2022. It's actually right before I give birth that she passes away, like a month or so. I give birth to my baby, and out of nowhere, my son starts wheezing. He's a newborn, and he starts wheezing. I'm not a fan of that because we have asthma in our family, and I'm one of them. I was not happy about it, and I'm trying to figure out, why is my baby wheezing? We take him to the doctor. Like, they end up giving us an inhaler for him eventually. I could not understand why my baby was wheezing. Now, you know, you can smell mold, and my brother, who has asthma too, he could smell it. My mom could smell it, but it wasn't like something that you could always smell all the time. So I don't know how long we have been living like this, but there was mold in the walls. And now I have my newborn baby in this place. So we get a new lady who is still currently here, and she has helped us out so much. Wish we had her from the beginning. But she comes, and my husband goes and lets her know, you know, everything that's going on. And we suspect that there's mold in the walls or whatever. She was like, oh no, that's not okay. And she's trying to get it fixed and everything for us. Because she was like, you guys have that newborn baby in there. Like, that's, you know, actually caring. So yeah, there was mold in the walls. So come to find out, Mildred had left everything a mess. She didn't fix nothing. And I feel like a lot of, some of the tenants actually liked her because she let them get away with certain things that she wasn't supposed to let them get away with, that they were actually ridiculous things. So she didn't do anything. She didn't fix anything for anyone. We all found out about that because everybody was complaining about a lot of stuff. So now the new lady, she starts fixing everything for everybody. She gets us moved out. She's moving as fast as her boss will allow her to. And it was getting to the point where I was, because she just works for the company, you know. I was about to sue the company, babes, and I just might stuff. I don't know. Because it's like, I don't know how long we have been living in that. And we had told Mildred. We told Mildred, like, there was mold. There was things in there that needs to be fixed. And she didn't do anything. And it's like now, and we had paperwork to prove that, like, we was writing, like, we had paperwork. But now, we don't necessarily know where that paperwork is. Because, you know, maybe we should have had our own copy too, but we didn't have our own copy. But for all we knew, she could have threw that away. And so now that she's passed away and we don't know where that paperwork is, it's like we have nothing to stand on. So God forbid something with our health happens down the line, you know? And she had us living in there like that. And thank God I spoke up again because we got our baby in here. Who knows what health problems that could have caused in my baby. So she starts getting everything together. She moves us out into a new apartment that's actually renovated. I feel like Mildred was just a racist old lady that was trying to take advantage of a lot of people and take advantage of us. And yeah, we actually were not expecting to stay here this long because of Mildred. And we're still not going to be here long. We, you know, obviously we want a bigger, you know, but we're now in an actual new apartment that's bigger for us because we now have our 1-year-old. And it's been going pretty good. To God be the glory, you know. But yeah, that's all I have for this story time. I'll see you guys next time.